Okay, guys. Today we're taking a look at Bill Sienkiewicz's Mutants, Moon Knights, and Assassins. So let's get right into it. This is another artifact edition from IDW and Marvel. These books are made to showcase the artist's work. They're done at full size, the original artwork, and there's scans of the real art. They're not printed, so it's not like a black and white printing, it's a color scan, so you get to see the actual page with all the eraser marks and the whiteout and all that stuff. So this is a beautiful hardcover edition. This is a blown up panel from New Mutants of David Haller, aka Legion, Professor Xavier's split personality mutant son who got out of control. That's the Demon Bear from Bill's first story on New Mutants that was really groundbreaking at the time. And this is groundbreaking too. Daredevil, fully painted. I think this is blown up as well. This is probably from ELEKTRA Assassin. I know that with his ELEKTRA miniseries with Frank Miller, that is legendary. It's a great blown up panel from New Mutants. I love, love, love this close up of this cover from New Mutants 21 Slumber Party. It's early on in Bill's run on New Mutants, and the way it printed, it's a lot deeper blue. This is really blue and bright and vibrant. I love seeing this. Just pretty close. This is almost like holding the original because they scan right from the originals when available, as they say, because sometimes, unfortunately, art gets lost or stolen, or you just can't track it down. Great splash page. This is from issue 18 of the New Mutants. This is our introduction to Bill. He's coming off of Moon Knight, where he really innovated his style, and Chris Claremont asked him to do the X-Men, and he didn't want the weight of responsibility carrying the number one seller for Marvel, so he offered him this Demon Bear saga and said that it was right up his alley, so he couldn't resist. And the rest, they say, is history. Very, very, I'd say almost 50-50 split. People either loved or hated it. They thought it was really weird and just unconventional. I loved it. My brother collected Moon Knight, so I had an introduction to it that way, but he just really blew me away with this stuff on New Mutants. I mean, he just tells such a great story with his faces. I mean, that's straight out of a horror movie. Wolfsbane Rain, the werewolf. The way her transformation there, nobody does stuff like that. I mean, Bill's very unique in his style and his, just kinetic energy that he just puts into it. I love the faces of the New Mutants there. They look so innocent and like the way they were created. Perhaps it's a bit of a passing of the torch. I don't know. I'm looking at that. Eliana is my favorite New Mutant, and that's a great shot of her since we know she's the Dark Child. Got a nice cameo from Alfred Hitchcock there. I just really love Bill's work. I could look at it all day. I mean, look at that amazing splash page. I mean, it looks kind of simplistic and just the pattern of it, but I mean, there's so much going on here, like the sun and the mountain horizon, but it's kind of cutting through the bear, and we get to see the bubble with the operating room, and just the New Mutants standing there very heroically, but facing this humongous threat. Wow, here we go again. I mean, this looks so lush and deep and detailed, like a European, like Mobius style, but just Bill just brings so much to the page, and a lot of it's just in big open spaces. It's about how you choose your spot, your blacks, and have your negative space. You can see how the lettering was pasted onto the page before computer lettering, and it's a little yellow. Big stain here, probably coffee or something like that. Burning the midnight oil, Bill, or irresponsible owner. Magma and Sunspot. I can't think of a New Mutant that I don't like. just, I mean, the art is just so beautiful, the way he draws faces. Ilyana Rasputin, Peter Rasputin's baby sister, aka Colossus. This is the double page spread from Slumber Party. There's a couple of fans in there, and that's Louise Simonson, aka Louise Jones, the editor at the time. Oh no, Ann Nocenti was the editor at the time, but Louise did edit it at one point, I want to say. Love that picture of Sam. Just the details and the way he draws reflections and Warlock. I mean, what a great design. Very few people can draw Warlock, the techno alien like Bill Sienkiewicz, his creator. But Art Adams is one who can definitely nail it. I just love this. This is pretty Neil Adams looking with the faces here. You can see the influence. What's that? That's the cool. You get to see like little scribbles and stuff in the gutters, little notes to yourself or the colorist or the editor. That's a great picture of Danielle Moonstar, aka Mirage, using her power. Just him setting mood. I love this here. This is Colossus. Kitty just turns to dust, the love of his life. Everything's like lends itself to weirdness. This is like Twin Peaksy. This is a great double page spread. I mean, they're just sitting around a lounge and your eye goes all over the page, and it's just so much to take in and so cool to see this like blown up and in black and white. I mean, it's so just guest appearance by Rogue there. Some more innovative work. That looks like Cloak from Cloak and Dagger. I mean, you know, John Byrne, my other favorite comic book artist, can draw any superhero and make them look cool, but like in a traditional sense. And Bill just makes him cool by throwing all the rules out the window. But it's funny because he started with a very traditional style, and this is a good example of, it doesn't matter what your art style looks like, you have to learn how to draw before you gotta learn the rules before you can break them, as they say. These are just, all these pages are great. I don't want to dawdle. I don't want to be here all day. Can make you want to tune out. Oh, this is David Haller from Legion. We talked about him. They turned that into a show on FX, which was actually pretty good. Actually, I said Moira was his mother. I take that back. It's Gabrielle Haller. She's a smoker. That probably caused her baby's mutancy. Could you imagine? The Surgeon General warns that smoking while pregnant can cause latent mutant powers. Warlock. All these great uses of, screen tones that they had to either use chemicals or cut it out from a plastic sheet and glue them down. Love that. That's very old Hollywood looking. You just never know what you're going to get with Bill Sienkiewicz. I mean, it's just, I don't know, it's almost like a surreal painting. I wonder what people who don't like his work don't like about it. Maybe they just can't stand the unconventionality of it. But, I mean, he still manages to tell a story and have dynamic-looking, heroic characters when necessary, and just creates such a mood. Definitely makes you want to look, and his distortion of characters is just, the anatomy is out of control. But it's so menacing and cool. I mean, way to use the page space. Oh, that's from the inside cover, which is so great. I just love that. It just looks like, when you look at it up close, you can just see the streaks of the brush and just, I don't know, it actually kind of reminds me of David Bowie in a way. I wonder, now thinking about it, if that was an influence. The That's very cool right there. Some colored artwork. So this is the cover to 21. I think this was 20. I don't remember, but that looks like the Demon Bear. So it must have been 19 or 20. That was Legion. That's a great cover there. I mean, could you imagine just like, and he got paid as a colorist because they didn't have a painter rate at the time. But he just wanted to bring painting to comic books so bad that he was willing to make that sacrifice. And, you know, it sucks to be an artist. Sometimes you gotta pay your dues and just really sell yourself before you can make some money. Great picture of Karma. I always loved that storyline in New Mutants, where she turned into this big, like, I don't even know what to compare it to, but she was pretty menacing. Moon Knight. I guess we're getting into Moon Knight. So, like I said, this is, like, earlier in his career, and you can definitely see the Neil Adams influence in here. And I love this. This could be, like, on a t-shirt or a lunchbox. I mean, it's so cool, but it's so commercial at the same time. You know, Marvel has definitely you know, launched a lot of amazing artists, and it has such a lush library of comic art. I would just love to go through their vault. Maybe they don't keep a vault anymore since they give all the original artwork back to the artist. 2/3 of it goes to the penciler and 1/3 goes to the inker, last I heard. I love that use. I mean, just throwing in a tone there, but it makes it look real in black and white. It's almost better in black and white. Not to say anything bad about the coloring, because Glennis Lynn is such an amazing colorist. What a great double-page spread of Moon Knight. I always loved how his 2D buildings just so epic in scope. You know, Moon Knight is traditionally, I guess, they joke, because, like, how is he supposed to hide in the dark with a white cape, but in costume, but somehow Bill Sienkiewicz made it work, right? It's so great there. I suppose they're at the Louvre with the Mona Lisa in the back row. I think Bill did like a 30-issue run, and that really kicked off his career. Daredevil, who he would definitely have a relationship with through his career. This is from Moon Knight. Very cool. Very cool. This, I remember this cover. I mean, it's very, not like a comic book to have, you know, a Marvel or DC to have just a black and white cover, and it's just, I mean, amazing. Love this painting here. His sense of color, and just, I love the way he outlines things. It's very much a signature of his work. Another great double-page spread. Moon Knight. I remember reading in an interview once that he would just use anything available for his artwork, just, you know, circuitry and toothbrush spatters and just, you know, whatever it took. And that is always the when you get the happy accidents with the textures and the stuff that you can't just do, you know, manually thinking about it. Here we get into some ELEKTRA. ELEKTRA Assassin was very innovative. I think that Frank let Bill go wild, and Bill going wild definitely influenced Frank's writing, and they played off of each other so well. And I mean, this just, I think, won a lot of awards. It was just very, at the time, very, I mean, this is, you know, like, this was a good era for comics in the 80s. I forgot what year this came out, but I mean, there's definitely a lot of different influences going on here. This looks very European. Not so much Japanimation, really, but God, what a great painting there. Just really nobody like Bill Sienkiewicz. He's definitely so distinct and original, but I think he definitely opened the door for more, you know, experimental artists like Kent Williams and Simon Bisley, the great Lobo artist and artists of that nature. Just so many great. I just love the way he draws faces, and from beauty to just some fat old man. You know, that looks very traditional, her costume. There's a lot going on here. I guess it's there were 8 issues, and I would imagine there was 24 to 32 pages in each issue. So, this is a lot of work that he put into this, and it's definitely one of the highlights of his career. It's just so much innovation, influences from all over the place, and just Bill at the top of his game. But I can't even say that, because he's still at the top of his game. I'm never disappointed by Bill Sienkiewicz work. It's always groundbreaking and innovative, and to this day. And I guess that's amazing that all these years later he's still pushing the boundaries and pushing the envelope and influencing younger generations, and just a legend. He was actually, there was another artist that he was influenced by, who's named Bob Peak. And if you're into art, I definitely say look him up, because you'll be surprised how much Sienkiewicz actually takes from Bob Peak. I'm not saying stole, but influenced heavily. But not as surrealist as, I guess, because he was more of an ad agency kind of artist, and then I guess it looked like it was maybe the 60s, but some really great, beautiful pages here. When, I suppose, ninjas were all the rage. That's the painting cover to issue number 1. That's very iconic. It's a great shot there. Not sure what that one is from, but beautiful nonetheless. Great. It looks like a full-on watercolor of ELEKTRA there. Just such a great face. I wonder what kind of reference he uses. If he uses probably anything. Great paintings. I just love both. His paintings are amazing, but you just can't deny the appeal of his black and white pen work. Oh, this is from Daredevil Love and War, and this Kingpin was the influence for the Kingpin in Into the Spider-Verse, which is just such a fun visual, that he's so much bigger than life and just so menacing, and definitely would, you would not want to meet in a dark alley. But where else is Daredevil going to meet somebody, right? Matt Murdock. That looks like sort of a cartoony style. See, the influences are just... It's funny because you can see the actual masking tape, how the board is taped down so it doesn't slide around as he's painting. I wish that one of Bill's other great works is Stray Toasters, limited series that he wrote and painted, and it's pretty frickin' amazing, and I would love to see this treatment of Stray Toasters. But it's not super commercial, so I don't think they'd do something like that, but I'd love them to prove me wrong. I remember my brother having this comic book, and I love the cover, of course, because anything Bill did, I'm a fan of. Oh my gosh. I don't know what that's from, but this is from Dazzler. When he did some amazing Dazzler covers. I'm talking museum quality. Look how fun this is. This reminds me of Bob Peak a lot. Very I don't know, just sort of 60s poster art, advertising. Beauty and the Beast was a limited series where they thought it'd be a good idea to put Dazzler and the Beast together. I don't remember if it was good or not, but of course I got it. Love this picture of Luke Cage, and this is full on, 70s wrong in a mug, blaxploitation, just sweet Christmas Luke Cage, and I don't know. Of course, you know, it's a sign of the times, and hopefully the good outweighed the bad, but now he's, you know, politically correct and updated, and Luke Cage is just like, you know, he had a show on Netflix, and he's just such a great character. I'm sorry, but I'm a child of the 70s, and I love the silver headband. But I just love how his pointing so in your face. I wish they had the companion Iron Fist one in here. Great painting of Wolfsbane. I think this is actually for a trading card. So imagine the scope that went down in a little biography of Bill. And then this is a big close-up of what we saw in ELEKTRA the Assassin. And if you get an opportunity to see this in person or buy it, I say pick it up, because it's going to be worth a lot one day, and it's just such a treat to go through. Thanks for looking through it with me today, guys, and I hope you like the video and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.